Hello, everybody. It's Into Red Room. We're here with December's reading, December womb reading. I have two decks for you. I have the OK Tarot, and then I have the Hermetic Tarot. So let's get into it. All right. So, four phases. Follicular. This is December 2023. So, December womb reading 2023. Ooh. Okay. Now we got ovulatory. And then we got the luteal. Collective of the luteal. And okay. So we have the Ace of Wands reversed, then the Lovers, then the Eight of Wands, and then we have the Hermit card. So with the follicular phase, it doesn't get off to a particularly good start. So there could be just a little bit of resistance happening to whatever changes is going on, whatever you're thinking about. I'm gonna focus it a little bit more. There we go. Whatever you're thinking about, there might not be as much focus on this. So it could mean with the Ace of Wands reversed, inactivity and stuff like that, but you may be used to a rhythm. So for some of you guys, you have a more regular menses. I would say the advice with this Ace of Wands is to not be so don't take this emotional space for granted. Make sure that each period is kind of like a new cycle to renew and rejuvenate and to re-examine and reconfigure yourself and things like that. Like your body is shedding another month's worth of built up, like lining and things like that. And so really getting centered into your not relationships, but your cycle relationship, so to speak, a relationship you have with your cycle, and actually making it more ritualistic. And ritualistic doesn't mean like you have to light candles and have a bath and stuff like that. That's not what I mean. But it's kind of like this is something you're undergoing and partaking in. Your body just naturally does it, but you're partaking in this thing. And I think to take it a little bit more, I don't say seriously, but to be a little bit more involved in it. I really wouldn't recommend complaining about it. I really wouldn't recommend just being blasé. I think really your cycle is there to help you get your emotional needs met and your emotional needs discovered, uncovered, revealed, acknowledged, accepted, acted upon. And so with this Ace of Wands, I would encourage you to start tuning into your body with the various cycles, right? So I would do that. I would get into the various ways in which your cycle evolves and things like that, and kind of be a more active participant. I think sometimes menstruation is kind of portrayed as this more passive thing that just happens versus you actively resting. And what I mean by that is actively understanding that you need to rest, making the effort to do so, eating foods that you know are nutritious for you and that you also enjoy, doing activities that you enjoy. And this is a year-long thing, right? Like every week you're in some sort of phase, right, of your menses. And so it doesn't really stop. You know what I'm saying? Like there's, certain the phases stop and transition into one another, but the overall cycle doesn't stop until you hit menopause. So I would definitely formulate some sort of plan for that. Now you have the lovers. With that, you will find a really good rhythm routine that you love and that you grow to love. There may be a few influencers or doctors or something like that that you may start to follow their philosophies on menstruation and menses and working through your menses and stuff like that. Like they may recommend certain products or certain protocols to take for certain menses that more align with what you got going on. And as a result, being more aligned helps you to maintain like some sort of balance within yourself. But I do feel like you're going to find some sort of protocol steps. It's not going to be overly complicated. It'll be like 1 to 5 steps, I think, in a magazine or somewhere that informs your menses kind of cycle going on from now on. Sorry, and that'll help you kind of get it all together. So with this lovers, I feel like it's a really good signal that you'll find things that you'll like. You may be entering the phase of really understanding your cycle. So I don't know if you may be in your maybe like mid 20s to like early mid 30s, somewhere in there, but I do think there is a deepening of the process and a deepening of an awareness of the body and of the process of menstruation, the cycle of menstruation, the appreciation of menstruation, and kind of like the understanding of who you were when you were younger having your cycles versus now. And understanding the deepening awareness allows you to have a more fulfilling like period, essentially. So yeah, there's that. Moving to the luteal phase, a lot of action. Your hormones, not medical advice, this is not a medical thing, but energetically hormones may be aligned. I would say with the 8 of Wands, just check in on your energy levels, check in on your levels when it comes to metabolism, check in on the way that you're eating food, processing food, burning through food, burning your calories, stuff like that may be helpful in trying to figure out. I would also suggest, if you do have like a bipolar disorder and you happen to be in the more manic portion of that, to see a doctor to see about making sure that you have the resources available to take care of that, so you're not scattering yourself, so to speak, because it could be a lot of energy coming forward, a lot of energy going in and out, and you're walking around, you're doing a lot of stuff, but you may, for this, your cycles need to consolidate that energy into one singular project for the duration of your cycle, the duration of the second half of your cycle, so that you have some sort of culminating peace around it. And with the Hermit card, peace also is PEACE, that you can focus on and feel a lot more together. Because it may be at the end of the cycle, you may feel a little bit more undone, frazzled, stuff like that. And it may not be a good end to your menses, right? You may have like rougher menses or menses that just completely wipe you out, and you feel kind of disarmed, uncentered, ungrounded as a result. So I would say work through that. Creative projects, yeah, but I would say like maybe shorter projects, something that is going to take maybe 1 or 2 days. It could be things that also get, with the way that these are presented, things in order. So organizing things, throwing things away, having to-do lists, checking those off, making sure that you are being productive and proactive, in addition to resting and being the best you can with the wellness resources that you have. And then lastly, for the Hermit, which is the representing the menses part of this cycle, does seem like time away, being quiet, soothing. You may be a person who needs to be around dimmer light at that time. You may also want to look into, not medical advice, but want to look into someone talking to you about migraines, headaches, noises, sensitivity, things like that, because that may actually help you with your cycle and help it. I don't say pass through, because that's not really helping. You know what I'm saying? Like on a physio, biologically, that's not what's happening. The light isn't really doing that, but it could kind of help you a little bit if you want to talk about being calm. If you want to talk about being like agitated, irritated, it may help you with that. It just also maybe a time to like record in your journal, do video diaries, or whatever you feel like is important to you, to get out your emotions, get out what you're thinking, get out what you believe, just get out a lot of stuff that's happened over the course of the month or course of the week or whatever. You may also just talk to only 1 or 2 people at this time. Eat maybe a more restricted diet. You may figure out, like, for this portion, I just really need to eat this food and then I'll be okay, and then go forward with that, right? I think that is basically it for that. So at the bottom of the deck you had the Death card. So there definitely is going to be some changes happening with regards to your cycle and with regards to your like menses understanding. I kind of feel like is more of what we should say, the understanding of the menses. So we're gonna get this one card, okay? 6 of Cups, and it is, that's what it looks like upright. It is reversed, so for you guys, it may not come. So some people are used to working through their menses, right? Like they work on their period, they're employed, what I'm saying, they're doing physical labor and activities for other people, for their jobs, and stuff like that when they're on their period, and the activity isn't serving themselves, it's serving like a bigger cause that's outside of them. And so making sure that you don't feel like you're being spent emotionally, physically, spiritually, is important. So you need to stand up for yourself. And this process with the 6 of Cups reverse, it's not going to be the ideal thing going forward for a few months, right? Like going forward, it may be a little bit rocky, right, until you find some sort of flow. But don't give up. Don't give up on seeing the patterns, noticing the patterns and things like that. It just may not happen overnight. It may take 3, 4, 6, 8 cycles, menses cycles, right, months, before you get a good flow state for yourself. And don't worry about that. Don't be discouraged about that. Don't feel like you're not having an ideal period, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I would say just work on your menses, understanding yourself, understanding your needs, understanding your wants, desires. The work is going to be more and more specific and peculiar as you go forward, because you'll start to really hone in on some things, really hone in on like the subconscious kind of workings of your menses and stuff like that. An example for me is if my menses is coming around the full moon, or I'm going through some sort of phase around the full moon or new moon, I always have some emotional things that come up and I have to deal with. For you guys, you have to kind of start to notice those patterns within yourself so that you're more prepared in the future for it, so that you have like the kind of best experiences possible that you can have for your menses. Some people are very removed from their menses, even though it's happening and occurring in their body, and that's kind of unfortunate. But this reading is meant to give you some insights onto how to ground perhaps that experience, so that you're not just kind of like outside of your body, just like left of center, right of center, that you're in your body and that you're grounded and having this experience. So yeah, that is December. I hope that you enjoyed this video. and pull these down as you see it together. So I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I will see you for January 2024's menses, and maybe some overall energy too as well. And then I might need to do some full new moon videos as well for you guys. But yeah, I will come back with some more videos, plant videos, all the kind of good stuff. Thank you for watching. I will talk to you guys later. Take care. Bye bye.